In this video, we are going to explore how to sidechain inside of ProTools. Hello and welcome. My name is Owen-Flood. I'm from Canada and I teach DIY audio things here on YouTube. So if that sounds like your sort of thing, please do subscribe. And we are going to go into how to sidechain inside of ProTools today. I'm going to show you a couple examples and then what that might sound like, what that will look like, and then finally how to actually set that up for yourself. Sidechaining is incredibly powerful. I use it all the time on like every mix I do, but it's also more than just a mixing tool. It's a creative tool that you can use in production and songwriting as well. So there's a lot to learn, but it's actually not that tricky. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is what sidechaining actually kind of sounds like, what we think of when most people hear the word sidechaining. But for clarification, this is not sidechaining. This is kind of just the effect people associate with it, but we'll explore how it can be much more than that as well later. So here is kind of the sound of sidechaining. All right, so you heard that pumping sound. This is it bypassed. Just a big tube of sound, unbypassed, you get this. So that is what people associate with the term sidechaining. It's like a sidechained 808 or sub bass or something like that. And yes, that is a very cool way to use sidechaining. There's much more than that. You can use it to do all sorts of things, but let's first use this as the example because that's what our brains think of for most people when we hear sidechain. So that one I just showed you is just a little fun plugin by Waves. Called One Knob, and it pumps, but it's actually not sidechaining. And to understand why that's not sidechaining, you have to understand what sidechaining is. And sidechaining is actually sending a plugin something else. So instead of sending this sub bass, the track we're listening to, its own audio to respond to, we send it other audio to respond to. So let me actually make that much more easy to visualize for you. So I've got FabFilter Pro MB here, and what I've done is told it to listen to our kick track. So you see up the top right here, beside this little key icon, we have kick spike there. And that is an audio file that has blips of audio whenever there's a kick hit. And it is being told to listen to that, and it is going to respond to that instead of responding to the audio on the actual track itself. So if I don't do that, and I go down and I click in, and again, we're going to cover how to set this up a little deeper shortly, so don't get too worried about that. But if I have this set to respond to in and not external, that means that it is listening to its own audio circuit. And I'll make this smaller so you can see, but that is essentially this audio. It's analyzing this audio, and it's going to respond to that audio. So you can see that it just detected audio and ducked all of this, and it just was stuck down there. But we're not looking for that kind of effect. We want it to duck out of the way whenever there's a kick hit in this example. Get that kind of pumpy vibe that we were just hearing. So instead, I go to external, and I've already set it to have a key of the kick spike track, and now watch what happens. See, it is ducking out of the way every time it detects something on that key track, which is the kick spike track. And I'll actually show you the kick spike track so you can see what I'm talking about. That is right here. So these are all of our kick blips. These sound like this. And those blips are telling that compressor, this multiband compressor, to drop every time they detect signal. So that perfectly lines up with my kick drum and is telling this plugin to duck out of the way whenever there's a kick drum hit. And you could, of course, actually just send it the real kick sound, but that is a longer sound. So if you want to have ultimate kind of control and just have it duck very momentarily, sending it a short little blast like this is kind of a pro tip that'll get that job done for you a lot more accurately. So again, we can go to in, and it just listens to the bass itself, where we're not getting any of that effect. Click external with our kick spike selected, and we get this. And when we throw in the drums, we get this. And I mean, that's just very roughed in, but you can dial that in however you want. We can make it duck longer or shorter. So or very momentarily, right? It's all up to you. So that's kind of what sidechaining is and one example of how to do it. But now let's actually set one up from scratch. In this next example, let's head to a lead vocal.
I'm cold, don't distract me.
And what I'm going to do is set up a bus on the vocal track, we'll do it right on our lead vocal for this example and just find an empty bus. Let's go with bus 19. I'm going to rename that to example sidechain, and then we're just going to make sure it's turned up. So I've cranked that to Unity, and I like to set it to pre-fader for my own uses here. And that just means that we won't have to have this soloed for it to work. But we've got that done. It is now sending out this same vocal to this bus track, which we've called example sidechain. But now we have to tell something to hear it. And what I want to do for this example is make an aux track of a really big reverb. So what we're going to do is create that giant reverb, but then use sidechain to duck it out whenever Darian, the artist of this, is singing, so that it is clean when she's singing, and then that reverb creeps back up in between. So it's kind of like automating that for us automatically. That's a really cool effect of using sidechain. So I'll go down here, duplicate one of these. We'll fast forward to get this done quicker. All right, I've made our giant verb, and now I am going to assign it from our vocal track. I just literally called it giant verb, and this is what it sounds like. Right, it's huge. We're not gonna want that much giant verb being sent, so we'll dial it back kind of to a level we like. Right, very lush, very long. So we need it to clean up when Darian is singing. That's the goal here. So I go back down to our huge verb, and I create a compression plugin on it. We can really use whatever we like. Let's try Pro MB again because, well, I like it. Now I'll just create one giant band for now. And now this is where we have to be sure we're doing it right. We have to select a key. So I already made that sidechain example send, right? So I'm going to select that by clicking up beside this key. It says no key input. I click that, go search, and I can do example sidechain. There it is, selected. And then finally, most plugins require you to manually choose sidechain. Just by doing that, doesn't tell the plugin to use that. It's just kind of ready now. So it's saying external. It's going to listen to the external sidechain, and it actually says that on the plugin at the top here. Now that I've selected that, it is going to be listening to that sidechain input. So it is essentially looking for audio on that channel, which is Darian singing. And I can tell it to do whatever we want inside of this plugin based on that. So I'm going to set it so that when it hears audio, it lowers the volume of this track. That is my goal. So let's just start dialing it in real time.
I'm cold-hearted, don't distract me from the angle. I'll start an explosion, I'll start an explosion. Na 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 na.
Let's keep it going.
I'm cold-hearted, don't distract me from the angle.
Now I'd probably shorten this a little bit, but you're seeing how it's getting it down, but I want it to kind of not be so muddy all the time.
I'm cold-hearted, don't distract me from
So that sounds good to me. In between those words, it kind of swells up and then it ducks back down.
I'm cold-hearted, don't distract me from...
Especially distract. Now let's just hear what that sounds in the mix. You know, this was just an example, but it might actually sound cool.
I'm cold-hearted, don't distract me from the angle. Start an explosion.
Super fun, all right? So we used it to create, to get bass out of the way, or to create a pumping effect on that bass guitar, or to get effects out of the way on a vocal. We could easily do the opposite and have this go the opposite way and get louder when it detects its sidechain input. I use it to duck guitars out of the way of snares sometimes. You can use it to do so many different things, but that's how you sidechain inside of Pro Tools. If you liked it, please do watch this next video coming up for you right now. And don't forget to subscribe because there's more videos coming up just like this one. Adios. Bye.